live, but its whole life will be torment and torture. Every year it'll be impregnated. Every year its baby will be taken away very soon after birth. And I haven't had children myself, but it makes me really, really upset to think about that. And what happens to the babies is that so the females often get taken back into the milking herd unless there's too many of them, in which case the same thing happens to them as would happen to the boys. So they are taken away from their mothers very young, and in some instances they will be put in a veal crate, which means that they are tied to the ground, but sort of in an awkward sort of fashion, so that sometimes they are unable to either lie down or stand up, and sometimes they're just lying down the whole time. They are fed a low iron diet. Some of them are fed like chocolate and watered down milk, which makes them anemic and gives the flesh that white appearance, that sort of pale appearance, so it's not the colour of beef, and it's the distinctive quality of veal. They can't move, and that's why the veal is so soft. They can't move. So there's little tiny babies in a crate for months, in the dark as well, after just being taken away from their mothers, and that's their life until they're eventually sent to the sale yard and then to slaughter. And if anyone has seen footage of what happens, just type in dairy cruelty or watch the film Earthlings and you'll see for yourself firsthand how that works. So, and this annoys me about vegetarians as well. This is not just like an omnivore thing, a meat eater thing. People really do want to believe that is how milk and cheese is produced. And then cheese, if you don't get a vegetable rennet-based cheese, and rennet is the stuff that turns it into hard like cheese, then what they do is you know little babies, when they vomit, when they've been drinking milk, it comes out kind of like cottage cheese. That's because there's enzymes in the stomach that allow the baby to process the milk, and it makes it curdle so it can be digested more easily. And what they do is that they take the stomachs of these baby cows whose mother's milk makes the cheese, and they take the stomach out, they chop it into bits, and they puree it basically, and then they extract the enzymes from that. So if you eat cheese that doesn't have a vegetable rennet in it, you're drinking the milk of a tortured mother cow with the ground up stomach of her baby in it. That's pretty fucking sick, excuse my language. Basically, when people say, I can never be vegan because I love milk and I love cheese, I get so upset. I don't even know what to say, because that is the reality of what milk and what cheese are. It's just the product of torture. Saying that, I have a friend, I think her name's pronounced Sachandra, on YouTube, and she keeps cows. She's a Hare Krishna. I know that's not what they actually call people like that. She's a devotee of Krishna, and she has cows. Her and her loved ones have taken in cows that were bred for beef, and she keeps them, and she's into cow protection. She takes very small amounts of milk from these cows that are her pets. Now, I personally wouldn't do that myself. I think it's a bit... Just being where I am now mentally, my sort of framework of thinking about these things, I wouldn't drink the milk of a cow because I have no need to do it. I think it's a bit odd. But she treats those cows with such love, and she takes like a cup at a time. Like a cup. And the cow can sustain that, and when she knows the cow is pregnant, she doesn't even take that, because she actually cares about the cow. She loves those cows. If you look at any of her videos, one of her cows was sick, and then it got stuck down a cesspit, and she was crying her eyes out. So she loves those cows. I don't have a problem with that. That's a different issue altogether. But that is not where your milk in a carton that you get at the shop doesn't come from a loving place like that. Okay? the end of my gripe on that one. That's a pretty passionate issue for me.